Welcome to our chemistry lab video. Today we're going to be showing you how to use a pH meter to measure the pH of different solutions. Let's get started. First, we need to prepare the pH meter. We do this by turning it on, allowing it to stabilize, then rinsing the electrode with distilled water to remove any residue from previous experiments. Make sure you always wipe it down with wipe afterwards to make sure there's no water interfering with readings. The next step is to calibrate the meter using standard buffer solutions. But what are buffer solutions to begin with? A buffer is a solution that resists changes in pH when small amounts of acid or base are added. Buffers work by having a weak acid and its conjugate base in solution. When acid is added, the conjugate base neutralizes it. When a base is added, the weak acid donates protons to counteract the increase in pH. Now we'll begin by placing the meter in a pH 7 buffer, ensuring the meter reads correctly before proceeding to the pH 4 buffer. It does take some time for the meter to fully stabilize, but make sure you always let it fully stabilize before going to the next buffer solution. Otherwise, your results will be slightly askew. Remember, each time we rinse the electrode with distilled water before dropping it into the next solution. After you finish the calibration, let everyone else in your lab group have a go at it to make sure they understand how the calibration process works. At this point, we can now accurately measure different pH readings from unknown solutions. But to better understand how this works and the process behind this, we need to understand the difference between strong and weak acids. Strong acids like HCl fully dissociate in solution, meaning they release all their hydrogen ions. Weak acids, however, like acetic acid, only partially dissociate, establishing an equilibrium between the ionized and unionized forms. To minimize this effect of weak acid equilibrium, we use a buffer system to maintain a stable pH. This helps control pH fluctuations in chemical reactions. By allowing the weak acid and its conjugate base to react with each other, with the meter calibrated, we can test our unknown solution. First, we rinse the electrode to avoid contamination, then we dip it into our sample and wait for the reading to stabilize. Once we have a stable reading, we record the pH value in our notebook, including all sig figs to display it on the meter. This ensures accuracy in our results. The last step is to properly clean and store the meter. We rinse the electrode with distilled water and gently blot it dry with a lint-free tissue. Finally, we store the electrode in its appropriate storage solution to maintain its accuracy for future use. Never ever store it dry. So that's the end of the lab video. To recap, we showed how to prepare a pH meter, measure an unknown solution, clean and store the meter properly, and explain acid behavior and buffers. Always remember to calibrate your pH meter before measuring, record all significant figures displayed on this pH reading screen, and properly store the electrode when you're done in its solution container. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your experiment.